Hello, this is Gabriel, and I'm doing a video response to Bad from DesteniProductions done by the user Shadow Brown Coat. So I'd like to answer one point I'm going to start off with, which is why Destiny uses pop culture icons to the channelings, or the portal interviews rather. So that is done quite deliberately to obviously draw attention, and because one thing has to be understood is that the beings that cross over after they died, they were not in any way anymore the person they were known as on Earth, as their personalities, their habits, their memories and so on. So basically the whole point, I would say, of Destiny and the Portal initially was that nothing of people remains after they died. There's literally nothing left, and that's how one must look at the interviews being done through the portal, is realizing that it doesn't really matter who speaks, because once they crossed over, they lost all their baggage, the shell that was not real. What remains is simply the same for each being. So each being sees the same and speaks the same, because that's who everyone really is, and there's not much to add to that. That's simply how it is. And so that's why all the beings will give the same message, is because there is only one message in essence. So to ask for instance, famous sociologists or Aristotle to come and speak through the portal is still looking at making the assumption that when someone dies or cross over, that what they were on Earth will in some respects carry through, but that doesn't really happen, as we've seen with the portal. So there is no point in asking for that kind of specifics, or to expect that the perspective of such a person will be of higher quality or value than any perspective, because obviously, yes, Destiny has done interviews with pop culture icons, but Destiny has also done interviews with tables, chairs, ovens, grass, plants, rocks. So really, one should really completely let go of any and all notions of human beings and intellect and intelligence and understanding, and really start to consider the point of awareness as life, because that is what the portal stands as, is that any manifestation in the world can come and speak and express itself as an expression of life, as life awareness, that is not dependent on intellect and supposed intelligence as how it is understood, but instead any manifestation, be it a piece of dust, can come and speak through the portal and share its perspective, and all beings will share the similar perspective, because all beings are equal in life. And that is the whole point exactly of the portal, is that to prove it brings everything together simplistically and shows that the whole universe can fit in one body because it's all equal as life. So that's my perspective on, incidentally, why there is so much pop culture icons being used, is simply to, obviously, if you look at it from Destiny's perspective, how we look at it is, we want to get the message heard, obviously, and to use these icons is simply a easy way to do that, because that will draw attention, and it worked to some extent. So considering that it doesn't matter who does the channeling, I would say that is obviously a valid approach. So yes, that's what I had to say on that. So I would suggest, for instance, to go and look at the animal interviews, the plant interviews, the children interviews, because also in your video I see that you kind of get that what Destiny is about. You say, you speak, you use the words of creating a positive world and so on, but there is no real concrete further specifics that shows that you have worked with the message really. For instance, the points of self-responsibility, equality, so basically what I'm saying is that you focused quite extensively on the modality of the portal and the beings that have come to communicate, but you have not yet really investigated the message as such. So a suggestion for you would be to, for a moment, completely forget about the whole point of the personalities that have been channeled, celebrities that have been channeled, and your reactions to figures like Hitler, Stalin and whatnot, and to, go through the video interviews again and simply listen to the words that the beings are speaking, because if you would stop being reactive and trying to fit what you see into a category, you will see that what is being said actually makes a lot of sense, but that requires a you have to be able to suspend your judgment really for a moment, because as long as you judge, you will not be able to hear what Destiny is saying. So that's a very important point, I would say, a guideline. So because you kind of bumped into videos and kind of reacted to it, and because of that you missed the opportunity to really investigate what the actual message was in the first place. So that's a bit of a pity. So, well, not a pity, but it's basically what I've been saying before, is that you should take a second opportunity to investigate the actual message, to get an actual understanding, because it may actually assist you. So that was my perspective. Thanks. This is Gabriel.